lot of parents worry about their teenagers making safe decisions when they're learning to drive and when they finally get their permit or their license and they drive off alone for the first time or for the first couple of times. Parents are often stressed about this, and they often can't sleep at night. Their body starts shaking, they get tense, sweaty palms, all those nervous, anxious, physical symptoms that people can experience when they worry about things. And this is often the case for parents with teenagers who are learning to drive. A lot of parents are aware that the number one leading cause of death for teenagers worldwide is actually car crashes, and their cause for concern it's warranted given that fact. Okay, so I'm making this video today to explain what life will look like for both teenagers and parents after they implement our program. So from a parent's perspective, I just touched on what life might be like for some parents while their teenagers are learning to drive or when they first get their provisional license. So after our program, parents will experience peace of mind. They'll have trust and confidence in their teenager being able to make safe decisions when they're out driving alone. Parents won't have to sit up late at night worrying when their teenager's out driving around with their friends, thinking, are they going to make safe decisions? Worrying what they're up to, where they are, that kind of thing. Okay? Parents won't have to be sitting at home after they wave goodbye to their son or daughter who drives out the driveway. They won't have to sit at home waiting for that phone call, thinking when they're going to ring or text to make sure that they've got there safely, or they won't have to sit at home and hope that what they've done in the past in regards to teaching their teens how to drive, hoping that they've done the right thing and that they've done it correctly, and hoping that they've taught their teen how to drive the right way, and hoping that they've taught their teen how to make good decisions, how to identify hazards, that kind of thing. Parents won't have to rely on hope, okay? They'll know that they've given their teenager the best opportunity and chance for a safe driving career or journey from the very beginning, not from halfway through, not from after they've been driving for a few years, okay? Not when they've got their provisional license, from the very beginning, sometimes even before they get their learner's permit or their L's, as they call it. Because the earlier they start, the better, because it builds that foundation, that base, and those belief systems from the very beginning, which ultimately carries through, becomes stronger over time. Okay, so parents are getting peace of mind that their teens are going to make good, safe decisions when they're not in the passenger seat with them, able to help them in certain situations and circumstances. Okay? And I know a lot of parents out there that would love this. A lot of parents I've spoken to in person, and a lot of experiences that I've read. Parents are so worried about this kind of thing. They can't bring themselves to even think about when their teenager ultimately gets their license, drives off alone for the first time, and they're worried about their teens doing this and what they're going to face out on the road. There's so many so many, obstacles or potential situations that their teens are going to come across in the first couple of years of driving, that they just don't know whether they're doing the right thing when they're teaching their teens to drive. Okay, driving and controlling a car is one thing, but how often are parents confident that their teens know how to make good decisions and how to read a situation or a particular circumstance correctly and make decisions in regards to it? I think a lot of parents can say that they're confident in their teenagers at the end of their learner's permit, or after they've done their learning hours, can confidently say, yes, I'm confident in my teen controlling the car, being able to steer, brake, accelerate, turn, that kind of thing. But I'm worried about them making good decisions on the road. So ultimately, if you complete our program, you as a parent will get peace of mind for that. Now, from a teenager's perspective, you think beforehand, before a teen gets their learner's permit at 15, 16, sometimes 17, they've got a set of beliefs that they've built up, and that's their foundation, their beliefs towards driving, and how things should happen and look from a driver's perspective on the road, and those beliefs are formed over time from what they've experienced, what they've observed of other drivers and sometimes their parents, up until the time that they get their L's, and that's the way that they're going to think driving should happen. Okay, and sometimes this isn't the best practice. Okay, and a lot of times teens this age haven't had any sort of training or guidance in relation to decision making and how decisions are ultimately affected by what they believe in the first place. A lot of teens and some parents don't know that there's a direct link between those two things. Okay, and so that's what our program goes into. Gives you that background knowledge and awareness of how decisions are ultimately affected by beliefs. And we all know that decisions affect our actions, okay? And actions have consequences, and sometimes not just one consequence, sometimes others. And those consequences can affect other people as well. So our program goes into all this, which builds on the teens' knowledge and ability, gives them the tools and skills, ability to make more confident and safe decisions moving forward. Okay, they're going to have more confidence, they're going to trust themselves in their ability to do this, and they're going to have the confidence when they come across situations or circumstances when they're out driving alone and their parent isn't sitting in the passenger seat next to them. They're going to have their own confidence, their own trust in their own ability and skill to go, well, this is the situation that I'm faced with. I'm confident in what decision I'm going to make because of X, Y, Z. Okay, they're going to have that skill to be able to do that, which ultimately is what gives the parent peace of mind. It's what is giving you parents out there peace of mind that your loved one can make the right decision in the heat of the moment. Okay, so that's a bit of a breakdown on what parents can expect to experience and to get with our program, and also what the teenager will experience after they've implemented our program. Because we all know that traditional driving education and driving lessons, a lot of them teach how to control a car and how to operate a vehicle, which is all well and good. One of the most important things to be able to do. If you can't drive and control the car, then there's no point even getting in it. But we think also, which is just as important, is the ability to make good decisions. Be confident in your decision making. Trust your ability and your skills to make safe decisions when you're faced with situations and circumstances that you may or may not have ever seen before or been involved in. So thanks for listening.